pues no. Esta foto ya lo sé. Esta lo sé. Estas las sé. Nada. Aquí no hay nada. No hay nada que ver. Cuánto silencio, tío. Puedes escuchar el silencio de esta casa, tío. Te lo juro, Ya he leído el periódico. Así que nada. Voy a subir al cuarto de mis padres. Que a lo mejor no están. Y aprovecho el momento. Sí, es este. La carta. ¿No? Tarot.
Dear Mother, this is hard, but I have something to tell you. I found out that Julia is pregnant. Go to the lake tomorrow morning at 7 and watch her as she bathes. You'll see that her tummy is growing. Martha. What? I'm not pregnant. Why is everything becoming even more confusing? I'm searching for an explanation, but instead I'm left with more questions.
A ver, Marta. Marta le envió una carta a mi madre diciendo que estoy embarazada. ¿Estamos locos o qué? Ah, cartas del tarot. Bien, bien, bien.
Here are my cards. Nanny and I always used to play with them. She would predict my future and I pretended to predict hers. The future was always good for everyone.
Qué bonito.
Maybe when she read them, she saw my true future, which she hid from me. Or more likely, these cards are actually just a stupid game to reassure and deceive oneself with. But deceiving oneself is sometimes necessary. How can we live happily otherwise? Pervertin again. I feel like these pills do nothing other than agitate her.
Otra carta.
Romola, 15th of July 1944. Dear Mrs. Irene, I'm writing to let you know that all is well here at the villa. Thank you for being so considerate and caring. I apologize for the simplicity of the housing you were forced to live in. I also locked the room where the little one used to stay as requested. I've left you the key. It is the one with the pink keyring. Try to stay safe. Best regards, Nanny. Why on earth did Mummy have that door locked? It was my room. What is she trying to hide?
Pues sí. Porque ha cerrado mi habitación. Uy, un rifle.
There are more and more weapons around, and everyone is scared after what happened. This is Mummy's jewelry. She wears them every day, even though Daddy says it's impractical and dangerous to show signs of wealth these days.
No te digo
As
que no.
usual, she doesn't want to listen to reason and ends up arguing with Daddy until he goes to play war, as she says.
Pues nada, me voy antes de que me pille. Esto no se puede abrir, no, no. Eso ya lo vi. El pasillo era... Este es mi antiguo cuarto, pone Julia. Pero me gustaría poder abrirlo y no puedo. Barajar. Adivinar. Esta. Una estrella. Esta. Y esta.
The solution is still far away. I must be patient and wise. But luck is not on my side, unfortunately.
Bueno. Uno por día, dicen. A ver qué voy a hacer ahora. Esto está, el periódico. No entiendo por qué no me lo marca, porque lo he escuchado. Lo he leído, lo he escuchado. Ve al lago. O sea que ella conoce muy bien a su hermana. Por eso dice que no tiene sentido. Esto estuvo planeado. La carta en nombre de Marta estuvo planeado también. Una nota extraña. ¿Por qué han cerrado 4 llaves? Joder. Tengo que encontrar las llaves. Tenía un llavero rosa atado a ellas. Búscalas. Bueno, vamos a ir al lago. Uy, no me marca ni una X ni nada. Requisitos. Vamos al lago de día. Porque para buscar ahora las llaves como que no. Tío, ya he leído esto 40 veces. No me lo marca como leído. Algo me he dejado. Mira. No me deja leerlo.
Italian workers in Germany. The following rules are in place for workers who voluntarily work in Germany. A commitment of a maximum period of 1 year before returning to Italy.
A ver si ahora me lo marca. Malditos. Bueno. Yo creo que sí. Que está bien. ¿Esto qué es esto? Un llavero rosa. Sí, como para encontrar ahora un llavero rosa. Bueno, es de día. Y me atrevo a ir al lago. Oh, ¿y esto?
My bike. The wheel is deflated as usual. A bicycle pump will solve this.
La bicicleta. Encuentra una bomba. Uy, muchas cosas tengo que encontrar yo, Demasiado. Veo ahí una casa. Que no se puede acceder a ella. ¿Y aquí a dónde voy, tío? Uy, más cosas. Vamos a ver. Que no he ido nunca. Qué guapo el campo. No me extraña que tengan tanto vino ahí abajo. Si es que, mira. Uy. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Un cementerio?
According to Nanny, this was an old windmill. It has been abandoned for as long as I can remember, and it has always given me the creeps.
Ábrelo. Viejo molino de viento. Anda, una carta.
Tuscans. Throughout Italy, the people are fighting against the German invaders. Over a third of Italy has already been liberated from this loathed invader. We know that you are doing a lot to prevent the Germans from strengthening their power over you. The day of your liberation is approaching. Your freedom is certain. Your region is of the utmost importance in this war of liberation. Hinder the Germans by refusing to cooperate with them in any way. Transport is essential for the German troops and their supplies. Your region is the center of the transport network south of the Apennines. The triangle of La Spezia, Florence, Livorno is of great importance to the Germans and their hope to maintain a yoke over Italy. Tuscans, double your efforts. The day of liberation is fast approaching. Unite and do your utmost to speed up your liberation.
Esto creo que es en honor a su padre, que era comandante o algo parecido. Bueno, pues pedazo de parque, ¿qué es eso? Vamos hasta allá a ver. Oye, pues no vivo en mala casa, ¿eh? Pero eso fue gracias al mi papá, que era general. O no sé qué, del ejército. Uy, está cerrado. Es un cementerio. Sí. Poco tengo yo que hacer aquí, poco. Así que vámonos. Tengo la resolución del juego bajada. 1280 con una RTX 3090.
Go to the town now? What are these ideas that randomly pop into my head?
¿Eso es cómo? Esto es para ir a la ciudad, a ver. Sí. No me deja. Pero al lago sí que te deja, ¿no? Te jode, venga. Bueno. Qué bonito, tío. Qué bonito vivir aquí. Qué precioso todo. Vamos a ir por aquí a ver lo que hay. Hola. La ropa. Las toallas. Bueno, pues vamos por aquí. Directo al lago. Mira qué pedazo de vaca, tú. Un generador. A ver si encuentro algo por aquí.
The
Mira.
box is empty. The telegraph would have been installed nearby.
Vale, vale. Oh, qué bonito. Me gustaría poder soltarles. Mira eso. Hola. Qué bonitos, tío. Salta, salta. Vale, pues nada. Me voy al lago. Otra vez de día. Esta vez voy de día. Soy un héroe.
I was afraid of animals when I was little. I never approached them alone.
¿Por qué? Le daba miedo a los animales de pequeña. Oh, ¿y esto? ¿Qué cosas? ¿Eso estaba abierto antes? Uy, creo que no,
This is the center of our farm, but since we moved here, it hasn't worked like it used to. Security matters, Daddy says.
A ver si encuentro algo por aquí. Aquí hay más vino, chaval. Ah, no me deja ir. Eso es.
The puppets I used to play with were made here. I never knew that when I was a child. They always told me that a fairy brought them. I didn't really believe them, but it was nice to think that. These workbenches fascinate me. I would love to learn carpentry. This is where Nanny's husband made my dolls.
Qué bonito.
A tripod is necessary to take photos with long exposures.
Yep. Llévatela.
I have found what I need to take infrared photos.
Bien. Uy, un cuarto. Madre mía, tú. Otro cuarto, pero, ¿qué? Qué cosa más rara, tú. Uy, pero si aquí bajaba yo. Sí. Ah. Aquí bajaba yo desde la casa. Sí. A ver si tengo algo. Nada, no tengo nada. Nada. Vámonos. Encuentra una bomba de la bicicleta. Vamos al lago. Ahora sí. ¿Esto qué es de ahí? Ahí no he ido nunca. He mirado por todos los sitios y no he encontrado nada. Así que vamos al lago. Let's go to the lago. ¿Cómo estás con...? Me meto al agua y se hace de noche. Oscuro. Me meto al lago, me meto al bosque. Ay, madre, creo que se pasaron, güey. No veo nada, ¿te puedes creer esto? Ahora. Lo más probable es que ponga las cámaras. No sé para qué. Uy, una cruz. ¿Por qué hay una cruz aquí, tío? Podrían escribir algo, ¿no? Tengo entendido que donde hay una cruz en el camino, donde veas una cruz, es que haya fallecido una persona. Ah, una foto de esto, sí. Sí. Boom.
German soldiers. Daddy ordered patrols to be carried out near the house, but how could they have lost a helmet? God only knows.
Soldados alemanes, tío. ¿Qué? No me jodas. Uy. Están aquí los cabrones.
Los! Hey! Los geht's! Hier lang! Hier drüben!
Qué cabrón.
Hey! Vorwärts! Hier! Sie sind da lang! Verdammt! Los! Laufen!
What is going on here? What are the soldiers doing? It's dangerous, I know, but I want to
Claro.
follow them and see what's
Vamos a
happening.
seguirlos, vamos. Como te pica el culo y quieres que te disparen, vamos.
Verdammt!
No los veo. ¿Dónde me he metido, güey? Vale, pues se ve que tengo que ir por el maldito camino. Si están ahí. Vale, pues... Uy, se me ha rayado esto. Vale, vamos por el camino, vamos. Uy. Marta, ¿qué haces? ¿Los han asesinado? Uf. Ha pisado una bomba.
Oh God, please no. Lapo, my dear friend.
Ah,
What
pues
have
no.
they done to you?
Con que de aquí venía.
Your handkerchief was the symbol of what you believed in. At least that is left of you.
La carta.
Dear Julia,
Uy.
are you surprised that I've addressed this to you and don't think you're dead? Everyone calls you Martha now, right? I know you too well. I can never understand why no one else can ever tell you apart. Not even your own mother and father.
Uy.
Martha is gone and I cannot reconcile myself.
¡Uy! ¡Qué susto, coño! que es un
Du
sueño.
hast ein Mädchen erschossen, du Idiot. Scheiße, scheiße, scheiße. Was machen wir jetzt?
Sieh mal, was sie um ihren Hals hat. Sie ist eine von ihnen. Es musste getan werden.
Sie ist die Tochter von General Erich K., du verdammter Trottel. Sie war die Freundin von diesem armen Kerl. Oh, verdammt, jetzt sind wir wirklich am Arsch.
Scheiße. Lass uns abhauen. Aber sie lebt noch.
Sie liegt im Sterben. Siehst du, wo du sie getroffen hast? Sie ist bestimmt schon tot. Wir müssen jetzt abhauen, sonst sind wir auch bald tot.
No me digas que se acaba aquí, tío. No resolvió nada.
I'm dying, I thought. But strangely enough, I wasn't afraid. In fact, I was almost relieved. When I returned, I found myself once again in the midst of a bad dream. One whose meaning I did not understand at the time.
Marta. Te devuelvo. Joder, lo estoy limpiando todo. Perfecto. ¡Ja!
I give you back
A la primera.
I give you back I give you back
Sí, cuando le quité la cara.
I give you back I give you back I give you back
Menuda imaginación para hacer esto.
I give you back
Me vuelve la cara, Julia. Perdona.
I give you back
Me estoy rayando, no, lo siguiente. Ahora. Pagaré. Ahora luego. Con mis ojos. Yo creo que no llegué a leer la carta del todo.
Two sisters were destined to die. Julia, the first sister, and Martha, the second. On Julia's day of departing, identical twins stood before me, impossible to tell apart. They questioned my presence, since they were still so young. Julia must come with me, I demanded. But they both claimed to be Martha. I explained that Martha's fate was soon to be the same, and their games were useless. I didn't have time for it. The war was keeping me busy. But they didn't concede, and instead kept insisting. Can we follow you together? No, impossible. Are you sure Martha will die too? Nothing is certain in wartime. What if the wrong person went with you? Then you would have cheated death. One would die unjustly, and the other would simply be delaying her fate. They discussed amongst themselves, then hugged before one of them came forward. She stared in a determined, almost threatening manner. I guessed it was Martha sacrificing herself, giving more time to her sister. But I stayed silent, not to reveal their failed deception. No one lies to the face of their own death. So I asked how their choice was reached. We drew lots by throwing a medallion, she said quietly. They had trusted in fate. Oh, how naive they were. They knew fate plays by its own rules, which is true, but it is also my ally. Fate never would have allowed the wrong girl to follow me. In that case, my work was done. She must have been Julia. However, little to my knowledge at the time, that blasted medallion had the same name engraved on both sides. Martha's. So, my first assumption was correct. They were too damn smart, and had fooled both fate and me. One thing is for sure. I'll put things back where they belong. I will correct my ignorance and give fate back its blindfold.
Joder. Mi cabeza se va a explotar. Entonces el chaval...
Damn, this hurts so bad. I can hardly breathe.
Entonces al que dispararon era novio de Marta. El entierro, sí, sí. 4 días después de la muerte. 4 días, ya son 4 días, no me jodas.
Looks like Mother has been here all night with me. Or rather, with Martha. She even left her medication behind. She can't live without that now.
Qué buena madre. Vamos a vestirnos. Ese.
The ceremony is today, so I need a suitable dress.
Algo negro.
I would like to spend a moment with my sister, just me and her alone, before people arrive for the funeral and then take her away.
Pues sí. Su última despedida. Yo quiero ver la carta que estaba leyendo. ¿Por qué me aparece un ojo aquí? Solo fotos de la historia. Nah, cerrar. Vámonos.
No, 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 my bag is not here. My diary. Lapo's letter.
Uf. Pues, ¿qué quieres que haga?
How is she? How is my daughter? Please, doctor. Please give me good news.
It's a miracle she's alive, Eric, but she will be all right.
Se piensan que soy Marta la...
The bullet passed right by her heart and exited her chest. Unbelievably, it missed her lungs, spine, and heart. She could have been paralyzed or died, but thankfully, she's fine. I examined her thoroughly. She didn't even lose that much blood. She was lucky. And you were lucky, so to speak.
She was lucky that my wife went for a walk in the woods. Otherwise...
Otherwise, she would have bled to death, yes.
I don't know what to say. All of this. It's too much. So much death and suffering. Nothing more.
Don't worry, Eric. She's young, so she'll recover quickly. I'll be here all day anyway.
Thank you, doctor, for everything.
Uy.
Do you mind coming with me to pick my wife up from the cemetery? The funeral will start soon in the chapel.
Of course not. Lead the way.
You know, with all of these preparations for the funeral, Irina wants everything to be perfect. It's her way of coping, so she doesn't have to think about everything going on. She is a woman who has suffered so much. Maybe too much.
Bueno. Vamos a despedirnos de Marta. ¿Por qué el maldito pájaro negro ha matado al pajarillo de colores?
There's my bag. Thank God.
Bien, bien. Ahí, a ver si
Let's
encuentro.
hope Lapo's letter is in there.
Eso, la carta. Esta.
Dear Julia, are you surprised that I've addressed this to you and don't think you're dead? Everyone calls you Martha now, right? I know you too well. I can never understand why no one else can ever tell you apart. Not even your own mother and father. Martha is gone, and I cannot reconcile myself to that fact. I have to stay hidden, and sadly I can't run to you. Even if I would love nothing more than to hold you tight and cry together. No words. I just want to be close to you. Can we meet in the barn tonight? I will try my best to be there around midnight. Don't be alarmed, but if things get ugly, please remember this number, 6934.
Uy.
He knew he was in serious danger, but what about the letter? I had it in my hand when the soldiers ran off. Mummy found me, and if she's read it, well, she hates Lapo, and now she must know who I am. No, she probably would have left me there to die. She'd rather have no daughter than the wrong one. Before I passed out, I must have put it back in my bag. There is no other explanation.
Ya ves, es verdad. Si se desmayó con la carta en la mano. Vamos a ver esto. Barajar. Adivination. Esta. Sacerdotista. Y esta.
I have to see beyond appearances. There are those who betray me and speak ill of me, but someone will know how to give me the right advice.
Vale, pues nada. Había también esto. Diario.
July 19th. I retrieved the cameras at the lake, but I had convinced myself that I was the one who had hurt Martha. So much so that when I had the rolls with me on the way home, I found myself in another horrible dream. I don't even remember going to sleep. As soon as I woke up, I developed the film. The photos confirmed to me that my memory of that night was correct. It was a great relief. I have decided to go back to the lake in an attempt to communicate with the White Lady. I know it's a crazy thought, but I can't get it out of my head. I need to know what happened to Martha, so I must pursue every possible avenue, even the path of insanity. July 18th. Everything has changed. I feel like a different person. The best part of me left with Martha. My enthusiasm.
Vale, entonces ella se intenta comunicar con la dama blanca o como era.
July 19th. I retrieved the cameras at the lake, but I had convinced myself that I was the one who had hurt Martha. So much so that...
Pero ¿cómo vas a hacer tú que has hecho daño a Marta? Me dio el número ese de teléfono. Me dijo que lo recuerde. 6934.
Dear Julia,
Y no lo puedo marcar ni nada.
Violence against citizens continues in La Romola, and once again General K's family has come under fire. Now it is the life of her sister, Martha, that is in danger. The blow from the gunshot in her back could have killed her. It is only by the grace of God that the girl is alive. The anti-fascist political motive appears to be the only reason behind the cowardly act. The New Zealand troops are advancing slowly. After the Battle of Poggibonsi, on the 18th, they are still far from the Tavernelli Val di Pisa. The German resistance on the Tuscan hills has been exhausting for the invaders.
Ya salgo en las noticias y todo ya. Esto ya lo vi, ¿no? No ha cambiado nada. Vale. Una carta nueva.
General Edict K. New rules on curfew and women's behavior. German command of S. Vincenzo Attori. Telephone number 1185. When it's not too sunny outside, the 200 ISO film works well.
No pretenderá que me aprenda todo eso, ¿no?
She leaves them everywhere. I think she's having too many and too often.
Uy. Vamos a ver arriba si hay algo. Tengo que encontrar la llave. Y nada. Otra vez estoy aquí, tío. Estoy perdidísimo. Algún día entraré ahí, algún día. Vamos a leer el periódico, como todos los días, para que no sospechen de mí.
Attempted murder in Laura Mola. After the murder of Julia Kay, today her twin sister is the victim of another attempted murder. The condition of the young girl, found by the German troops, is no cause for concern. The political motive behind this is becoming all the more clear. But that's not what happened. It's all wrong. Mummy was the one who found me. The German soldiers shot me. Best to stay quiet. No one ever believes the truth. New ordinance ban on the use of bicycles. Over the last few days, cyclists have once again shot at members of the Italian armed forces and at civilians in the streets. The offenders will be punished in accordance with German martial law. Even in Florence, the war is beginning to be felt. Supplies are starting to run out. Bread may only last a few more days. Prices are rising dramatically. Meat can now be found for 100 to 140 lira per kilo. The gas has been cut and there is no coal.
¿Tan caro?
Attempted murder in La Romola. After the murder of Julia Kay, today,
Ese ya lo leí.
the Battle of Tuscany. German operations in the Livorno area. Extremely violent fighting in the streets of the city.
Vale, pues. Periódico leído. ¿Qué me suena esto?
I should pick up the phone but remain silent. If I let the caller speak first, I'll find out who it is.
¿Dónde era el teléfono, tío? Son... Aquí. Aquí. Ya han quitado a Marta de ahí.
Hello? Ma'am? Can you hear me? Is there somebody there? Mr. Eric?
It's the nanny. I can confide in her. Nanny? Hello, it's me.
What? Hello? Oh my lord. I must be dreaming or something.
No, Nanny, you're not dreaming. It's really me, it's Julia.
Oh my god. Julia. My little sparrow. so much joy that... Actually, you must explain to me, my little sparrow. What is happening?
Uy.
I told Nanny everything that had happened. She was sad for Martha, of course, but very happy at the same time. I was the one she had a special bond with. I explained to her that I wanted to try and meet the White Lady, even if I knew it was a silly idea. But she didn't think I was a fool. Quite the opposite. She explained to me what I should do in an attempt to meet her. It was complicated. I noted everything down carefully in my diary. Who knows, maybe she did it only to keep me occupied, while deciding what to do with me and who to warn. I won't ever know, though, because that very same day, a bomb struck the villa and she died.
Ooh.
They all died. We should have been in that house ourselves, but instead, poor Nanny.
Pobrecita, tío.
Bye, Nanny. I love you.
Goodbye, my darling. I thought I'd lost you. Be careful, my little sparrow.
Ella se va bien con la tata. ¡Ah! Bien, bien. 6 9 3 4 era.
You've called this number. Damn, Lapo must be dead then. Rest in peace, fair comrade.
Uy.
Yes, Lapo is dead. I am due...
No, don't talk. We don't need to know who you are. By calling this number, it means Lapo wanted you to complete his work. A telephone cable near the house of German General Erich K. has to be cut. One goes to the house, but there's another cable we suspect is connected to a secret base. That is the one that has to be cut. If you see any German vehicles around, let us know immediately. We won't use this number anymore. It's dangerous. Use a telegraph. That will be safer. I hope you know how to use them. Otherwise you'll have to come up with something. This is important. Frequency X. Before the message, telegraph "Town on fire" to identify yourself. Long live the homeland. Long live the liberation.
Should I sabotage the cable and become a spy? I don't know. My father is German. It would be like betraying him even though he himself hates this war. But what happened to Lapo and those guys? If I can save someone's life, maybe I should try. Or maybe I can talk to Daddy about it. He may be able to advise me on what to do. Don't even know the first thing about all this. What were you thinking, Lapo?
Ayudar a los patrianos. Lapo intentó ayudar a los partisanos. Pero coño, me da igual, yo por mi familia mato, así que papá.
I decided to tell my father everything. I loved him very much, so I couldn't do such a thing in secret. I didn't understand anything about these things. I would have acted without knowing what I was doing. Daddy told me to agree to their requests and report everything back to him. He implored me not to get myself into any trouble, like all fathers do.
Tal cual.
To cut the cable, I will need sharp scissors. Tailor scissors should be fine.
Sí, ya las tengo.
My mother's tailor scissors.
¿Y el cable? ¿Qué cable? Este cable.
Martha was taken to the chapel for her funeral. I want to say goodbye to her alone before everyone arrives.
Pues vamos a ver. Última despedida, dir adiós, mira el mapa. Vale. Vamos a despedirnos. A ver si puedo salir por aquí. No.
Dante's Inferno illustrated by Dore. Always hanging cheery things.
Me voy a despedir de ella y aquí acabo el directo. Joder. Tenía miedo de jugar esto y mira. No sé, no sé qué decir. Me sabe mal por todo lo que están pasando, por todo. Uy, aquí qué pasa debajo del puente. ¿Cómo? Hay como una X por aquí. Aquí, a ver. ¿Cómo? ¿Por qué te estás subiendo, tía? Ah, para cortar el cable, güey. Cogelatijeras.com. ¿En serio? Estoy aquí. ¿Qué hago? ¿Estoy bugueado o qué? Sí, estoy ahí.
A German tank! I have to report its location via the telegraph hidden near the cowshed. Daddy probably asked for a garrison after all that has happened. I should report its location via telegraph.
Uy. Lo voy a
This
cortar.
wire heads towards the house and then keeps going, so it must be the right one. Now all that remains is to go to the telegraph near the barns.
Establos. No vas a despedirte de Marta. Los alemanes pueden esperar. Pero si aviso de que están los alemanes, no traiciono a mi padre. No es como... ¿Qué es esto? Me marca aquí algo. Uy. No. Maldito cuervo, largo de aquí, feo. Asqueroso. Dime que sobrevive. Ah, aquí para despedirme.
Poor little one. He's dead. Poor little guy. His place is by Martha's side.
Sí. Regálaselo a Marta.
Nanny always calls me Little Sparrow. This is the part of me that died with Martha. It'll be safe next to her.
Vámonos. Mira, Marta, te traigo un regalito.
Here, Martha. This is my heart. Carry it with you. I'm starting to understand how painful your condition must have been. Not being able to properly communicate with anyone is becoming increasingly difficult. I envied you, but I did not see your suffering. I did not understand your courage. I miss you so much, Martha. I'm not worthy to dress in your clothes.
Joder, tío. No pienses así, Julia.
Commune of San Casciano, Province of Florence. Death certificate. From the Register of Death Certificates of this commune, number 174, part 3, series 12 of the year 1944. It is certified that on the day of the 16th of July of the year 1944, Julia Kay has died, resident of Via Perchabaya, born in La Ramola. On the 26th of February 1923, the daughter of General Erich K. and Irene K. Don Attilio D. will give the funeral, and the esteemed Mr. Alberto M., who will look after the burial in the cemetery of La Ramola. Telephone number 6537. The official state civil service. General Galeazzo T.
A ver. Pobrecita, tío.
There's only a few signatures from my funeral. If people had known that it was actually Martha, there would have been far more. I'm sorry that I took this from you too.
Sí, qué raro es leer un funeral que tenga tu nombre, tío. Madre mía. Yo esto en realidad me vuelvo loco. Bueno, pues nada, vamos a avisar de que hay alemanes. Hay un tanque alemán ahí. Pero si aviso es que es como traicionar a mi padre, ¿no? ¿O qué? Qué raro, tío. Qué raro, qué raro. A ver qué tengo por aquí, la dama blanca. Lee el diario. ¿El diario?
Now I know what must be done to meet the lady. Nanny has explained everything to me. I must try to meet her early in the morning when it is foggy, or all will have been in vain. That's what the legend says. This is what I need to do. 1. I must re-invoke her loss by putting her into contact with her lover. To do this, Nanny said to look for his grave in the woods, but there are so many. Daddy always said that infrared photos can see what the naked eye cannot. Maybe then they also see ghosts. There wouldn't be anything strange about that now, considering I'm trying to contact one after all. How crazy. 2. A part of me needs to enter her world. A lock of hair would work, so I'll need scissors to cut some off. 3. I will need an object that connects her world to mine. I don't know what to do for this yet. Hopefully something will come to mind when I least expect it. 4. To communicate with her, I will need to use my tarot cards. I will meet with the lady on the island where her lover was executed.
Necesito hacer muchas cosas para comunicarme con ella. Demasiadas cosas. En fin, vamos a avisar a este por la cosa esa de que hay un tanque ahí. Creo que era por aquí.
Telegraph must be hidden in one of these feed bins. I have to start every message with the code word. I saw the tank on the road, and the road is near the house. I guess I have to communicate something like that.
¿Y cómo sé yo qué palabra necesito? Tanque. Envía al menos 7 palabras. Tanque, casa. Camico, armas. Correcto. General. Defensa. Poste y ya está.
I have to start every message with the code word.
Uy. Pues tengo que salir. y ver qué me dijo. A ver. ¿Cómo recuerdo yo que
Dear Julia,
no, esto no. ¿Y cómo voy a recordar yo? Porque ya no lo sé. Aquí tiene que estar. Carta, nota extraña, bicicleta. Publicó. Mante. Comunicación. Pueblo en llamas. Pueblo en llamas.
I have to start every message with the code word. I saw the tank on the road, and the road is near the house. I guess I have to communicate something like that.
Pueblo en... Llamas, ¿dónde está llamas, tío? Cambio y corto. Luz. Uy. Incendio. Vamos a ver.
I have to start every message with the code word.
Ya, claro. Tanque. Envía al menos 7 palabras. En plaza. Bosque.
I have to start every message with the code word.
No encuentro llamas, maldito. Incendio general, río, edificio. Madre mía, esto tengo que buscarlo en Google porque si no... ¿Cómo? y cierre. No me jodas. Pueblo en incendiado, tanque.
I have to start every message with the code word.
Ah, tengo que poner abajo. Lo de abajo, a ver. Vale, ¿dónde está? Pueblo. En. Joder. Vale, nada. Vamos a poner pueblo incendiado en... Yo qué sé, tío, qué coño.
I'll add over at the end to make it clear that I have finished.
Corto, vamos a poner corto. Si lo encuentro... Cambio y corto.
I'll add over at the end to make it clear that I have finished. I'll add over at the end to make it clear that I have finished.
Que... Me estoy volviendo loco. A ver. A ver, entonces. Pueblo incendiado. No. Pueblo incendiado. Tanque. Tanque. Punto a casa.
I'll add over at the end to make it clear that I have finished.
Joder, ¿dónde está corto?
I'll add over at the end to make it clear that I have finished.
Cambio y corto.
I'll add over
Me
at the
cago en la
end to make it
puta.
clear that I have finished.
Cerrar.
I'll add over at the
Joder,
end to make
tío,
it
esto
clear
es
that I have
imposible,
finished.
tío. Esto es una mierda. ¿Cómo cagar un videojuego haciendo este tipo de cosas? Todos en internet lo ponen en inglés, tío. Qué retrasados de mierda que son, tío. Vale, uno. Pueblo. Incendiado. Tanque. Calle cerca. Casa en.
Damn it. I got the length of the sound wrong. I'll try this word again from the beginning. Damn it again. I need to be more careful about the length of the sound. No, another mistake. I need to focus more and think less. I need maximum concentration and complete mental silence, or I'll never do this.
Ah, no, me jodas que ahora tengo que descifrar esto, tío. Madre mía, tú. Frena. What the fuck? A ver, uno. ¿Qué es esto, tío? ¿Qué tengo que hacer aquí? Para descifrar el mensaje. A ver. ¿Dónde estás? ¿Dónde estás?
They are asking me to find a map of the defensive line. There is one in my father's study.
Por fin, tío. Estoy loco. Me voy a casita y lo dejo aquí, que esto se alargó demasiado. Demasiado. Debe haber ni al valor de la fotografía del espíritu. Vale. Un objeto. Teléfono. Vale, pues allá voy. Antes de que vengan.
That raven is making a big fuss.
Ya ves, maldito cuervo. Cuervo. Uy, no ha
Maybe
pasado.
it's the same raven that killed that poor sparrow.
Aquí.
I hate bullying, yet it seemed as if the raven wanted to bring the little bird back to life. That's it. Hopefully the image comes out clearly.
Encuentra el cuervo. No dice. ¿Y qué quieres? ¿Que lo adivine yo dónde están? Que también tú. Te he descubierto. Bueno, pues nada, lo voy a dejar aquí porque me voy a volver loco.
Maybe only so it can kill it again.
Maldito cuervo, me está haciendo. Voy a salir, tío, a ver dónde está. A ver qué es lo que quiere. Suena por aquí. Mira. ¿Qué quieres, maldito asesino? Me está llevando a un sitio y ahora. Mira que lo iba a dejar aquí, pero... Uy.
Dress? It's made from the same fabric I found a shred of next to the lake. In fact, it is torn. It must be my mother's. My goodness. I started to suspect that Mummy could have been involved in Martha's murder. Lost in these thoughts, hours passed, and I completely forgot about the funeral. When I realized it was evening, they were already carrying the coffin towards the cemetery. She never loved me, I knew that well. But I would never have believed that, had it been her. I struggled to believe it, but it made so much sense. At the lake, she must have thought Martha was me because she was convinced that I was dead.
Mierda, no me dio tiempo de... ¿Habrá sido la madre? Uy, 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 uy.
When the funeral ended, I felt an irresistible urge to play. I loved music. I started playing without thinking about the possible consequences. I didn't care anymore. I needed to feel alive, to exist again.
What's going on here? Julia? Is that you? No, it's not possible.
Me ha pillado.
Martha's never played. She's deaf, yet... No. This is madness. My God. So, Martha? I understand now. You can get all of the attention, right? You were
Estás
jealous,
loca.
weren't you? Because she was a wonderful girl and you're just a useless little slut.
Esta madre está
How
loca.
did you manage to convince her? I get it now. But she talked to me. No. It doesn't make sense.
Asesina eres tú.
I will have you locked up in an asylum. You hear? That's enough. You will pay for what you've done, you cursed lunatic. They will torture you to reveal the monsters in your head.
Eso te tienen que hacer a ti, loca. Y ya lo han descubierto.
Her words were as sharp as blades. I tried to tell her that it wasn't me. I showed her the photos I developed that proved my innocence. But she grew all the more angry, calling me crazy, and then she began to hit me with everything she had at hand. I closed my eyes as more darkness began to take over in me. Memories came flooding back. Not memories of actual past events, but more so of feelings. Feelings I had when I was little. They were scary. They were the fears of a little girl. Despite what had happened, I went walking in the woods early the next morning to meet the lady. The evening before, my father had tried desperately to console me.
Talk to me, Julia. You know I love you. I just want to understand what happened. I am happy you are alive. Even if we have lost Martha, your mother was just in shock. She didn't want to hurt you.
Sí, claro. Esa madre. 5 días por la muerte. Uf. Bueno, pues lo vamos a dejar así. Yo creo que la asesina es la madre. Porque le caía bien Marta y yo mal. Y nada. No sé de por qué razón intentó librarse de mí. Pero nada, ya no tengo que ocultar nada. Todo está... salió a luz. Ella sabe la verdad. Y creo que intenta hacerme de todo para librarse de mí, para no descubrirla. Pero bueno, mañana seguiremos.